I am Dr. Neha Garg from Commerce Department of JSPG College, Sikandrabad. Today our topic is production function and law of variable proportion in managerial economics. Production function explains the technological relationship between input and output. In other words, you can say with a given state of technological knowledge and during a particular period of time, how much can be produced with given amount of input. Types of production function. There are two types of production function, short-run production function and long-run production function. In this class, we learn about law of variable proportion, that is short-run production function. In this case, only one input is variable and all other input are assumed to be constant. In this, we study the effect of the change in the units of one input on the total output. This law is also known as law of variable proportion or law of returns. Long-run production function. In this case, the producer will vary the quantities of all factor input, both fixed as well as variable, in the same proportion. This law is known as the law of return to scale. In this situation, all input are assumed to be variable. Law of variable proportion. It is also known as short-run production function. In short-run production function, all the factors proportion can be changed. In law of variable proportion, हम एक फैक्टर को वेरिएबल करके बाकी सारे फैक्टर्स की क्वांटिटी को फिक्स रखते हैं. जैसे ही हमारे फैक्टर्स के बीच में प्रोपोर्शन चेंज होता है, हमारा प्रोडक्शन भी चेंज होता है. पर हमारे प्रोपोर्शन चेंज होने से हमारा प्रोडक्शन का लेवल सेम रेशियो में चेंज नहीं होता. That means output does not always increase in the same proportion but in varying proportion. Assumption of the law. To apply this law, there are certain assumptions. First one is all the factors are variable except one. वेरिएबल फैक्टर्स की सारी यूनिट्स होमोजीनियस होनी चाहिए. टेक्नोलॉजी में कोई चेंज नहीं होना चाहिए. हम फिजिकल यूनिट्स को मेजर कर सकते हैं इन क्विंटल एंड टन, बट दैट मीन्स प्रोडक्ट आर मेजर इन फिजिकल यूनिट इन क्विंटल्स और टन्स. Student, before studying the first stage, it is necessary to us that we know about the TP, MP and AP. What is the TP? TP is the total production. Total production refers to the total volume of goods produced during a specific period of time. Average production or average product. Average product can be known as dividing total product by the total number of units of the variable factors. Marginal product or output. Marginal product or output is known as total product resulting from a unit increase in the quantity of the variable factor. That means total production में एक एक्स्ट्रा यूनिट प्रोड्यूस करने से जो इंक्रीमेंट होता है, उन दोनों के बीच के डिफरेंस, टोटल प्रोडक्शन में जो डिफरेंस आया है एक एक्स्ट्रा यूनिट प्रोड्यूस करने से, वो आपका मार्जिनल प्रोडक्शन या मार्जिनल प्रोडक्ट कहलाता है. स्टूडेंट, हमें तीनों स्टेजों को समझने से पहले हमारे लिए ये जानना जरूरी था कि टोटल प्रोडक्शन, एवरेज प्रोडक्शन और मार्जिनल प्रोडक्शन क्या होता है. इन फर्स्ट स्टेज, as you can see in the diagram, total production, marginal production and average production, all the three are increasing. These are increasing with increasing rate. As you can see in the diagram, total production after point B increase but at diminishing rate and MP fall but is positive and stage 3 and when our AP its highest points. We know that is the end of the stage first and starting point of the stage second. Stage 2, the law of diminishing return. Stage 2 starts from the point of F. From this point, our total production increase but at diminishing rate. It maximize point at H. When total production reach H point, it is the maximum point of TP. From this point, our total production going on decreasing. So till H points, our second stage is going to be finished. In the second stage, MP and AP also continuously falling. Three stages of production. When we fix one factor of production and varying all other factors of production. Production increase at three stages. In first stage, production increasing with increasing rate. In next stage, production increase but at diminishing rate. In the last stage, if we continue the production, then our production goes on decreasing. The third stage of law of variable proportion is the state of negative return. In this stage, as we see in the diagram, our total production, marginal production and average production is going to be diminishing. Student, let again understand law of variable proportion with the help of production schedule. In this production schedule, as you can see on the screen, quantity of labor, total product, average product, marginal product are given. When we use 1 unit of labor, our total production is equal to 100 and marginal production and average product is also 100. After it, as we increase 1 unit of labor, our total production increased from 100 to 200, that is increment in total product equal to 110. When we increase one more unit of total of labor, our total production increase 120. That means our production till applying 3 unit of labor is increasing with increasing rate. After that, from the 4th unit of labor and 4 to 10, our production increase, total production increase but at diminishing rate. And after that point, if we use more and more unit of variable factor on fixed factors, then our production going on negative. Reasons for law of variable proportion. Why this law is applicable? There are some reasons for applicable of this law. They are increasing return to a factor, diminishing return to a factor, negative return to a factor. Student, we start with an example. Land is our fixed factor and labor is our variable factor. When we use a empty land and start production on it, we use labor for it, for production. When we apply one labor on it, our production increase. As we increasing labor one by one, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, our production going to be increased. Because at certain point we can use better utilization or of our land. मैं आपको यही चीज एक एग्जांपल के थ्रू समझाऊंगी कि एक लैंड है जिसको पे खेती करने के लिए 10 लोगों की जरूरत थी, अगर उस पे 2 लोग काम करेंगे तो हमारा प्रोडक्शन कम होगा। ठीक है, ये कहलाता है अंडर यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ फिक्स फैक्टर। अगर हम प्रॉपर 10 लोगों का यूज करेंगे तो हमारा प्रोडक्शन धीरे धीरे बढ़ता जाएगा। दिस इज कॉल्ड द maximum utilization of variable factor. But after some point, if we use more labor on it, our total production or total product is going to be increased but at diminishing rate. And after that, at some point we reach at some point where we use more variable factor, that is labor, then our total production is going to be negative. Because fixed factor, that is land, has its own limitations. and there is poor coordination between variable and fixed factors. So our negative return to a factor law or third stage is applied. So this reason law of variable proportion is applicable. As student, we teach about the law of variable proportion. Now question arises, in which stage producer will prefer to production? Students, in stage first and in stage 3, producer will not prefer to production because in this stage MP, marginal product, is negative and producer will not prefer to produce in these both two stages. In stage first, he also not making best use of his fixed factor. He is underutilized his fixed factor. In stage second, producer will produce because in this stage both MP and AP, marginal product and average product of variable factor, are diminishing and he is utilizing best use of his fixed factor. In today's class, you learn about the law of variable proportion. And in next class, I will teach you about the long run production function. Return to scale. Student, you can ask any query related to this topic in comment box. Thank you for the class.